Hey all you grr travelers! Today I'm going to reveal to you the 3 cameras that I have been using to create my YouTube videos. Recently I posted in my Facebook fan page that my vlogging camera was dead. I'm gonna miss this camera. And that's actually been a pretty traumatic experience for me because this little pocket camera right here has actually been the secret workhorse of a lot of the travel videos that you are seeing on this channel. This is a Samsung MV900. It's a 16.3 megapixel camera that shoots full HD video. It has a 3.3 inch flip screen, so I can definitely see myself when I'm doing my selfies. Things I really liked about this camera, it's been rugged enough for travel and it can get knocked around. It's inexpensive. I think it cost me around $300 or $400, so if I lost it or had it stolen from me, I wouldn't be like... The fact that it's compact and lightweight is also a big winner. I'm able to whip it out whenever I want, and it's a very discreet camera. People don't notice it when I'm shooting. The one thing that I really loved about this camera is that it had really good audio. It would pick up my voice really easily. I didn't have to lav myself up. The fact that the microphone was located at the very top right here. The flip screen usually acts as kind of like a windbreaker, and the only thing I had to do was make sure I wasn't in windy areas. Cons. They were really bad in low light. Even though it's an ISO of 3200, the blacks would really crunch down in low light, and it made it really unsalvageable in editing or post-production. A lot of their pocket cameras tend to have like a 2-year life expectancy. It was almost always in the repair shop. I don't know if because the inside were like so sensitive mechanically or what. Next up is my Sony NEX-5T, and it is a 16.1 megapixel mirrorless camera, which means it has interchangeable lenses that you can buy. So this camera records video at 1080 progressive, and it'll record up to 60 frames per second, which is really good. That means that you can actually shoot something and play it back in slow motion and capture a lot of detail. It's got a 3-inch touchscreen monitor or flip out screen, which of course is necessary for me doing my selfie videos. The screen isn't as large as my Samsung pocket camera. It has stereo audio. So the audio that you're hearing right now is basically being recorded from the Sony NEX-5T. This camera was supposed to be the substitute for my Samsung, and I'm not really sure how I like it yet. I'm still kind of testing it out. A lot of my videos for Turkey and Greece are shot with this camera. It gives you an idea of how this camera rocks. Being a mirrorless camera and a compact one, it's a little too fragile for me. I feel like because the lens is protruding, it can easily get knocked around, and this camera is really sensitive and fragile. I dropped it once and it did bad things. Now, even though I love the fact that I have a manual zoom on this camera, one of the big downsides is the fact that it makes an audible noise when you zoom in on things, and that's a bit of a deal breaker in some senses, as well as sometimes the zoom can overshoot. And now I'm even turning ring, but it's not even zooming out. So that's something I don't like, as well as when you take photos, it makes this like ancient camera click, which just screams somebody is taking a photo. Now the next camera I have up is the Rebel 550D. I just like DSLRs. Even though they're a little chunky and clunky, they still add some kind of substance and weight and gripability. When it first came out, it was touted to go like head to head with the 7D. I actually went from a 40D, downgraded to her, just so that I could get the video capability. Now that we're going into flip screens and they're so much more important to me these days, I am considering probably upgrading. I keep this in my backpack because this is the other lens that goes with it. And to switch between them is obviously a lot of work. It's much easier if I can just flip out this with one hand or a cheek. They've just been so much more discreet in terms of shooting than these babies are, but I still like the control, the aspect of control that I have with these. Hopefully this video shed some insight on some of the cameras that I use and, you know, part of my work style. In the future, I'm hoping to come out with another video which kind of like walks you through my actual process in shooting. I'll probably share more of the equipment that I use because that's always changing as I continue to do videos. I am trying to invest in an actual work camera for professional work, so that's where everything has to shift around so that I can afford everything. If you know of a pocket camera that can replace my little baby, until then, travel safe, smart and fun, and may the grr be with